Okay, so you want to change your future and you have some plans. You have some ideas of how you're wanting to do that. You have in mind some steps you could take, and things that you would need to do in order for the change to happen, for your ideal future to take place, and you to be able to call yourself successful. So let's think about this. I have a question before we even start. What is holding you back from taking the decision, making the step, taking the risk of ensuring that that change happens so that your future is successful? I'll wait for you. Okay, so I don't know what your answer was, but I am definitely gonna come up with my own ideas of what perhaps your answer was. First thing, you're scared. Okay, you're feeling scared? You have to realize that change is scary. It puts us in a very uncomfortable position. We cannot always be comfortable in life in order for change to occur. As Steve Harvey says, you have to be comfortable with the idea of being uncomfortable. You have to take steps outside of your comfort bubble in order to make sure that you progress further in life. You have goals you want to achieve? Go after it. Who's stopping you? You're scared? You have fear? Okay, that's good. That means that your goal that you have set for yourself is not too small. You should be afraid of taking risks and pursuing something meaningful. But you should be more afraid of staying where you are, especially if it's making you miserable. Every challenge, hard time, and pain that you endure will instead turn into strength, resilience, and blessings. Changes that you make for your betterment of your future will take you through a whole different level of experiences, feelings, emotions that you would have never experienced had you been stuck in the same place that you are right now. Your goal is to get finer, healthier, wealthier, and more successful than you are right now in your life, right? Seeing yourself grow is like top tier. A few years down the road from now, you will say to yourself, wow, I really changed. As an example, I will use myself here. I've always wanted to create a YouTube channel since I was a teenager. Not many people know this because it's just something that I realized and I was like, I'm not really ready to share with other people, but it's something that I really wanted to pursue. It was a goal of mine, or one could even say maybe even a dream. Who knows? But my 12-year-old self, 11-year-old self, I had an idea that I wanted to create a YouTube channel. Sure, maybe it wasn't in this niche specifically. I was probably thinking back then, like making like a DIY channel because that was what really was popular on YouTube. But I'm in a total different niche, and that's okay as long as it's part of my plan of posting on YouTube and making myself a YouTube channel. But I will tell you what took me 7 years to create this YouTube channel, or perhaps even more, but I'm 19 right now, and so 7 years it is. And I can confidently say for myself, perhaps even for a few more other people, that what is stopping them is the opinions of other people. Straight point blank, what it was for me. I was so consumed by what other people would think about me. Would they like me anymore? Would they want to hang out with me? Would they think I'm annoying? Do they think I want to get attention? Etc., etc., etc. I would think all of these things. And I was like, okay, I can't handle with all of that. And so that idea, that goal of mine, I just set it aside all the way at the back of my brain. But if you let other people's perception of you dictate your behavior, you will never grow as a person. But if you leave yourself open to experiences, you will always learn and grow as a person. I'm pretty sure some of you have probably heard this on social media, but I have literally been trying to say this to myself as often as I can whenever I remember, because it's personally for me, it consumes me into being put into this little box where I'm only taking certain steps, doing certain behaviors in order to please others And that's not how life should be lived. Literally, it should not be. I'm aware that by finally doing this and creating my YouTube channel, I'm allowing myself to open a whole lot of doors that are filled with opportunities that I would have not received had I been stuck still like the past 7 years thinking, oh, other people will think this of me, and so I'm too stressed thinking about all that. I'm just gonna put this idea at the back of my head. Here's a picture to help you envision this better. That at the end of the day, you're so consumed that others are thinking so much about your actions and what you're doing in your life that in reality, nobody is really thinking about what you're doing. They're all consumed in thinking about themselves and their own lives and trying to do something with themselves, that what you're doing in your life is literally the last thing on their mind. As soon as I understood this concept, I was like, that's it. Like, what is holding me back more than my own limitations and my own thoughts? But to help you break this barrier down that you have of yourself even further, here is a picture. And this is a room basically filled with all the people that pay your bills, walk in your shoes every day, love like you do, spend time with the family that you have, and so much more. Now, here's a picture of all the people you should allow yourself to get discouraged by. Can you see the difference? Also, you do not owe anyone an explanation nor a justification as to why you're doing what you're doing in your life. It's nobody else's concern beside yourself. Life is too short to be living it by other people's expectations. We are all here on earth for a short amount of time, and we just suddenly have decided that no, we're not going to live it by our own terms. Instead, we're going to live it by my friends, my family, my best friends, a stranger walking down the street, a person you met and spoke with for 30 seconds, etc., etc., etc. We aren't immortal human beings. We're mortal, unfortunately. As much as we would love for the fact for us to be immortal to be true, we just are not. This is another reason why you should take the step, make the decision that will change and impact your future for the betterment. Try to fill your life with meaningful moments, experiences, emotions, feelings that will, at the end of the day, fulfill you and fulfill your soul. If this step or change that you want to take for your future is consuming your mind every minute of the day, let's say, even taking the smallest step towards it will make you feel even the slightest bit happier, as well as it will motivate you to take the next small step towards your future goal, for example. And I know at the beginning, that end goal seems so far and so difficult to make it through, but the main concept here is consistency. If you just keep taking that small step, another small step every day or once a week, it compounds, and eventually 2 years down the line, you'll reach your end goal that you set for yourself all the way up here. There was a study done by a nurse with individuals from a retirement home. I don't exactly remember all the details about it, but if I do find it, I'll try to link it in this description, where she asked individuals 5 regrets they had before they died. And I can't remember all 5, but I remember one of them being they wish they did things that made them more happier. Like, if taking that small step just brings the smallest smile to your face, lightens your heart, takes the pressure off of your shoulders in the slightest amount, do it. Take the next step. It's making you happier. It literally is as well is trying to get you to your goal that you have set for yourself. If your end goal will make you happy, taking those small steps, go for it. Even those small steps are making you happy, right? So if it is making you happy, that's amazing. It doesn't need to make sense to anyone. It's making yourself happy internally or even externally. Maybe even your mood will change. You'll be more kinder towards others. You'll smile at people more often down the street. Who knows? But that happiness that you're giving yourself is all that matters. You don't need anyone else to understand it. While you're on this path or journey or whatever you want to call it towards meeting your end goal that will change your future, make you more successful, more happier, more content with your life, whatever you want to call it, or justify it by to yourself. You will inevitably encounter mistakes, making mistakes, and failures. Now, majority of us at this point, if we encounter mistake after mistake or failure after failure, you'll be like, okay, that's it. I tried, I didn't make it. Like, time to move on, time to just continue with my regular life. And that goal is just not happening. I'm not going to try to attain it anymore. But if you try to think of every successful person you know, you will understand that they all have gone through failures and made mistakes. Think of Michael B. Jordan, think of J.K. Rowling, think of Oprah Winfrey, and much more. In order for them to get to where they are today, they encountered the unimaginable, let's even say, failures in their life. But they still continued to try and attain their goal or whatever that they had in mind for themselves. Mistakes are there for you to learn from, not for you to be stuck on it and constantly being like, oh my gosh, this mistake, now it's identifying me. I tried this and I failed. And now you're just stuck on this constant cycle saying these things. But that's not what mistakes are meant for. They're meant to be learned from. So once you understand this as well, that will also take down the pressure or whatever that's stopping you a tad bit lower. Is there another reason that is stopping you from taking that risk? Is that maybe perhaps you're thinking, my goal that I have set for myself is crazy. Okay, the goal that you've set for yourself is crazy, and so? But the goal that you have set for yourself is crazy until you become successful, and now you're a genius. In this case, your own mindset has become your barrier. The thing about mindset is that a positive mindset changes you, which in turn changes your abilities to deal with the situation that you're in right now. If your mindset entails, I'm going to make it happen one day, you will take actions that will in turn use your abilities to make sure that happens. It's that simple. What you need to do is you need to intentionally act the way you want to become. Your brain then will start to notice this and change the way it relates to you. If you're giving yourself confidence boost, like I am doing amazing today, I got this, you are so beautiful, high-fiving yourself because you accomplished something that you thought was super difficult to get through, but you did it, your brain will recognize this and be like, okay, I don't need to bash myself today. I'm doing amazing. And so your brain starts to change because you're thinking only perhaps positive things about yourself. I will end the video off by saying this. The only limitation that is stopping you is your own thoughts. Your own thoughts. You need to be extremely careful about what you allow yourself to think, as it will soon then become what you believe, what you do, what you feel, how you behave, and sure enough, how you live. And so I hope all the reasons in this video that I have given you just help you take the smallest step towards achieving your goal and reaching your desired future or your ideal self. And yeah,